invite everyone just to take a moment to close your eyes if you like, and let your spine grow long. Just welcoming in deep presence, and breathe into your whole body. Breathe out with your whole body. Just drinking in the moment with your breath. And exhale, letting the moment go. And another one like that. At your own pace. I'll invite you to cultivate gratitude and awareness for the plant spirits. Offer thanks and blessings to the spirits that have brought us together that give so much. And may they be sustained. Thank you. Open your eyes. I heard a beautiful prayer that stayed with me. I heard it in Native American church, and I hear it echoing all the time now. This amazing woman said, "Help me, Spirit, to let go of my preconceptions about how the medicine is working." And that to me is part of the process. A little bit about what brings us here tonight. Julie mentioned integration is so important. That's where we give back to the community, the diamond that we have created. Alex Gray, I heard say, you see these amazing, you see these paintings, you see these artworks. It's not like we're doing psychedelics all the time. Like, you have to spend a lot of time after that fulfilling the vision and cultivating the skill set to follow through with the revelations. It's a lot of discipline and blisscipline. That word is from my friend Michaela Miracula. Blisscipline is a very good paradigm shifting word. So this was a diamond that I gave birth to after we met Iboga. And it's really hard for me to sit still, but somehow a 400-page book came out of me pretty quick after that. And I'll talk a little bit about how that happened. But this is our true love story. And the Iboga medicine had a profound effect on our lives. I'm really grateful it helped to save our lives in a really good way. This is my love. This was his first diamond that came after the Iboga medicine, and I'd like to share a bit about your journey with the Iboga and this piece.
You guys ready? Okay. I think you all know that we've done Iboga, and Elizabeth wrote a book about it. That is her way of communicating, getting this story, this message out, and this is mine. Through painting. It's been like that since I was 5 years old. But with this piece in particular, this basically came out of me when we did our first journey in Costa Rica. And during that journey, you go into the spirit world. And the spirit world gives you answers, gives you tools to life. And in this case, I basically had like little Bwiti, soldiers or something like that, or spirits coming in and checking on me throughout my whole journey just to see if I was okay. just hopping in, like just right above my eyelid or something like that, just hopping in, popping out. Okay, he's good. And they kind of moved like that. It was like a dancing motion, because in the spirit world, they're like, they're youth at heart. And in that journey, I had to heal myself. That was my spiritual guidance from the shaman himself. His name is Mukunda. It was basically, I can't focus on anybody else. I had to go in and focus on myself. And sometimes I would stray and focus on Elizabeth or focus on other people. Then I had to catch myself and go and be like, no, I need to focus on myself. So I'd go in and I became some freaking superhero, you know, called Love Man. It's in the book. And I had a cape and everything. Cape and, yeah, I was flying around, all types of stuff.
Love potions.
Yeah, love potions, love bombs. And it was really dark in there. All I saw was dark spirits and the darkness, the nothingness, the no thing. And had to face it head on. And then once I did that, I had to figure out how to get rid of this nothing. From there, this like magic trash can appeared. You know, one of those park trash cans. And I would grab some of the nothing. And it'd be like a little sign or something that say drugs or say negativity, anything bad for you. I would take it. Like, all right, what am I gonna do with this shit? The trash can appeared. I threw it in there. Wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough for me. So like a gas can and a lighter appeared, or a torch or something. Poured some freaking gasoline on it, set it on fire, still wasn't good enough. Then like a grenade formed in my hand, and then all of a sudden, threw it in the trash can and it blew up. I was like, there it is. That's the one. That's gonna get rid of this negativity within me. So I'm grabbing this stuff out of me, throwing it into this trash can and just blowing it up. That was like an internal weapon that I created to get rid of this negativity, like the love gun. But within the superhero, within the superpowers that I had, these hearts that magically, you know, come out of the third eye and through the heart, was annihilating the negativity as well. So that's why it came out in all the pieces that I created after I did the Iboga. You know, and it's a multi-dimensional plane, which is expressed in the words. So, there you go on that piece. Yeah. It signifies love. Mm-hmm. And that was basically what I had to find within myself in order to, I guess, love myself. No, I know love myself. So it's expressed through the artworks, through the work, through the love.
So there's a lot of ways that medicine reaches people.
Of course.
And not everyone is ideal to take the medicine. This is a way that medicine can reach everyone. This is a way that medicine can reach a lot of people. And so that's one reason why it's so important to distill that through artwork. And I'm curious, you know, because I've written for years before I wrote this, just for more personal projects. He's painted for years before Iboga. And we have a whole story in here, that, a little saga about some of that journey as artists. And I'd love to hear, how did Iboga change your artwork, or how did it work with you? How did it work with your artwork in a way that was different? Process.
I didn't even know if this was, I was coming here to talk about my artwork. What was that again?
Like, how did Iboga what was new about the process for you, the artistic process? What did Iboga bring to you that wasn't there before?
It basically, when I started creating after Iboga, it basically brought more light into my artwork. Because before, even though I'm basically considered a color therapist when it comes to the colors within my work, they were colorful, but there was a lot of darkness coming out too before I did the Iboga. And my interpretations of artists are basically they're whatever they create is a reflection within them on any surface. So that's what I was doing before Iboga. It may have been beautiful pictures, but it was really me coming out, and there was some pretty dark images in there. But as we discovered Iboga and all that stuff, and I started painting after that, my artwork was just basically the light came out. The love and the light came out a little bit more. And the truth.
Yeah, and even in there's some fierce political pieces that we'll show, and some, the Joker, some fierce pieces that are still, it's reflecting a really powerful truth. Yeah, that's different. We'll show some examples. Yeah, I have a little passage I'd love to read. This is actually the epilogue. The end of the ceremony is just the beginning. The visionary gifts given by sacred medicine are a new starting point for more adventures, great life challenges, changes, many long ordinary days of extraordinary practice. The physical, mental, and spiritual healing prepares us for new tasks. The revelations of love must be carefully tended as sacred flames. From here, in the enduring afterglow of ceremony, we honor the teachings and blessings of the medicine through our daily choices. We take the divine map and walk the journey, one step at a time. The end of this book is just the beginning. So that's waiting for you. And after that experience, we had a crisis that brought us to the medicine. First through dealing with addiction, which is a beast. There's a lot in here about that beast, and PTSD, which is a different beast. And it was so profound, the healing, the earth magic. I've never seen anything quite like it. I had been working with other medicines once or twice a year for about a decade up until that point, ayahuasca and wachuma, peyote, and then felt like they were all preparing me for the Iboga medicine in a way. They come at the right time and for the right purpose. I feel like we never approach medicine as novelty, we listen. So after that healing, that was about 2.5 years ago, since then we've started a long-term process of apprenticing to work with this medicine and help other people. So we'll be organizing retreats with other providers in our African Bwiti lineage in different places in the world. And sometimes we'll be focusing on art and creativity and having artistic practices as part of the integration process for the medicine. So keep an eye out for that. And I'd love to hear some of your answers. I'm really curious about why is it important to work with and listen to these medicines? And please, if you want to answer that, nice and laser-like, so we leave time for everyone in our brief time tonight. And introduce yourself. You can say your name and if you'd like and what you do in the world. So why is it important to listen to these plants? Go.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. My name is Amaranta Serena Colindres. I am a direct line descendant of Mayan ancestry. My heritage is from the Nahuizalco area in El Salvador. According to my star chart from my elders, I'm a fire keeper, and I've conducted fire ceremonies. And what you said about the responsibilities and having the discipline, when your revelations come, you have to be ready to empower those and to actualize your revisions. So it's one thing to do these things recreationally and have a blissful experience and have an awakening, but it's a disrespect to yourself and to the plant medicines and to your ancestors and to your spirit guides to not actualize it and to not do these things in a ceremonial environment, in my opinion. So I'm really happy to hear that you guys are going to be conducting things in a traditional format. I know that plant medicines, whether it's marijuana, mushrooms, ayahuasca, peyote, all of these things, they're freely available now, and it's a good thing. But again, we have to remember there's a difference between sacred spirituality and recreation. And the visions that I've had during my journeys have helped me kind of empower myself to become the person I'm supposed to become, because I don't think I'm finished. And again, it's just about actualizing what you see. And a lot of healing for my family has happened. So having understandings as to what my sister has addiction now, so we share that. I've had the opportunity to talk to Chor about his journey with addiction, and my sister is still, well deep in hers. So I am a supporter of anything that helps bring a person to closure with problems like that, and I pray to the ancestors that I will be able to bring my sister one day for sacred healing. Thank you.
Why is it important to listen to the plants? Who is next?
My name is Juan, and I grew up in Mexico, and at 18 I had my first magic mushroom experience in Oaxaca. We went to look for the town where we heard that Walt Disney had gone there and done ceremonies with the Mazatec healer, Maria Sabina. Anyway, so I've been working with these plant medicines for a long time. The last 10 years with ayahuasca, which I love. These are sacraments, and they can take you to very sacred places, and it's important to treat them with a great deal of respect and to see them as teachers. They show you your life, they can make you a better person, and they can give you a connection. I think that's probably the most important thing, to nature. They inform us that we are a part of this beautiful creation on this planet. And when you get that in that most direct experience of knowing that you come from ancient, DNA and it's been around, and you feel at home. And so that will then always inform how you interact with your environment in this earth. So you begin to become re-enchanted with nature and the mystery, and I think that's a very valuable thing. I'm also very impressed with the therapeutic applications. I've had people tell me one session with ayahuasca was 10 years of psychotherapy. And I've seen some profound changes like that and things that have really commanded my respect. So my advice is treat them as powerful sacraments, and with all the respect and do your homework too.
Hi everyone, my name is Selena, and I'm an artist, and I also do a lot of work with psychic readings and other things related to body and healing, but mostly an artist. And my journey with plant medicine has been, like you said, very, very healing and deep, especially as a connection with nature and to my art. And every time I had done those journeys, I had been visited by spirits and beings that later on guided me through my paintings and my artworks as well. And I've been going through different styles and different way to express myself, which reflects exactly what's going on with me and how my journey is developing in this lifetime. And right now my art is very dark. That is not necessarily because my life is dark, but there is an energy that relates also to the place you're at, and the place, the location where you're at is very important when you do any type of medicine. And the place is really very fundamental because the culture around the place and the people. So for some reason, and I don't want to blame that to bear, it's been an experience that has brought a lot more darkness into my artwork. And yes, I do have a lot of respect for what the medicine have given to me as an artist. Really has opened up worlds of dimensions that really are out there, and it's like we are part of it.
Just take maybe a couple more. There's more we want to share. So.
Too far. Thank you. Hi, my name's Bert. I'm sitting here thinking that I was thinking words baby and beginner, but then I was looking at my notes and I think I'm a student here, and my sacred plant experiences are really more than 20 or 30 years old. They really were recreational at that point. I can look back and recreate and look for some of the learning that happened, but I'm certainly looking and searching for new learning. One of my big questions is how to decide and find and choose between the various plant medicines. I also am very interested in, as Juan said, the therapeutic applications. I'm a psychiatrist. I work with people with cancer and their family members, and I would like to put myself out of business. I would like to help my patients both from, well, cannabis can kill cancer cells, and ayahuasca and other plant medicines can create great healing. So I think I can help with the integration, and I just have all sorts of ideas and other things flying through my head. So I'm a baby, and I'm also at the same time a very experienced professional. So it's an interesting juxtaposition and place to be in, and I love being here this evening.
Speak to that. We really need a unification, a cross-pollination of the shamanic traditions and the Western scientists. And you won't put yourself out of business. I feel like the business will change. And there will just be more and more and more beauty of a different kind and an evolved kind. And thank you for being a student in these ways, and a lot of good things coming of that. So thank you. Okay, there's a few. Thank you. Hi everybody, my name is Amanda Elawesh. I'm a minister for Medicine Path Native American Church. I have a degree in counseling and psychology from CIIS. And so I'll have a lot of different experiences with different indigenous traditions of healing, and I offer San Pedro ceremonies locally, and I take people to the Amazon to work with the Shipibo tribe in an indigenous environment in where the plants come from. And I would say that the best reason to listen to the plants is because they know a lot more than we do. And I know that traditional, I developed a system of working with people that accesses subconscious patterns and shifts them really rapidly. And now that plant medicine is a part of what I offer, it is quantum. So it's even faster than that. And so I believe it's the fastest way. And I echo everything that's been said here. It definitely needs to be a safe environment when it happens with indigenous people and on the land where that medicine comes from. It makes a huge difference. And the intention that we bring to it, and having support and preparing and integrating afterwards as well. So thank you. My name is also Amanda. I'm a student of life. I believe that it's important to listen to the plants, because if anyone's worked with any plant medicines, it's because you had a calling to it. And I'm pretty sure everyone can relate to that feeling of when you came to whatever it was, and you encountered some sort of revelation, and you were chosen specifically to share that revelation with the rest of the world. And I think it's important to really honor whatever you were given in that experience, and to keep that door of opportunity open for the rest of the world, and to kind of guide them in.
Hello. My name is Felix. I'm coming from France. Why listen to the plants? Because we always need help, and we need allies, and we need friends. And it's definitely not a weakness to ask for help. And I say that because I'm not working with any plant medicines right now, but for 2 years I was, and I really approached it. I approached my ceremonies as if the plant was providing the solution. And ceremony after ceremony after ceremony, I was having extremely dark experiences, very, very dark experiences. And I was looking around me, and everyone was having hugely blissful experiences. And I was like, oh, I must try a different medicine. I was going after medicine after medicine after medicine, trying to understand why am I not getting it. And eventually the plants told me, don't take any more plant medicine. And this was my journey, and it doesn't apply for others. It's my journey, but I'm sharing it because I think it's important to not stereotype the medicine journey. And for me, I stereotyped it. And you said it earlier, sometimes plant medicine is not appropriate. Sometimes a certain medicine is not appropriate. And so I think it's important to de-romanticize also our relationship with plants. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so important to, like in the prayer in the beginning, to also, when we do experience plant medicine, release attachment to how it's working for us as an individual, because sometimes it gets messy. I had the whole carpet ripped out from under my life But then something better came. But for a little while, it was a lot of chaos. So this brings me to my next area of inquiry I'd love to get into, and then we'll open up for some Q&A. A little bit about how the medicine affected my creative process. I'd love to, hear more on that from you too. Like I had been writing for a while, an article here and there, and personal writing for years and years. And in the middle of a different book process, when I met Iboga, and Iboga was like, "Excuse me, put that down. I need you now." And this story it was so clear on the 8th day of our first retreat with 2 ceremonies with a beautiful Bwiti shaman, Oginda. The medicine said, "There's a story here, and you need to share it." And I do feel, in speaking to that question, why do we listen to those messages from the plants? And there's only, this comes from a very deep spiritual and intuitive place. So we can't discover that answer entirely through a microscope, but we are beginning to scratch the surface of plant intelligence. These plants are way older than us. And there are, of such high intelligence, there are plant bodhisattvas that exist to give us incredible awakening and rejuvenation and healing and bliss and visions and joy just because they can. Like, look what I can do. And they live through us. They are fulfilled through us. And some of these messages come through ceremony, where I was in an Aya ceremony long before Iboga, and I was coming for help, and Aya said, "It's okay, you're just a human." like you're just a baby. and I felt such deep and innate trust with that. And there's a lot that comes through medicine, and that's why we need community to sift and filter and let it settle and look at it, and really feel deeper into the action and integration part of it. So, writing, I started writing in a completely different way when the medicine put me to work. And I would sit down before I wrote and say a prayer. And I set up the writing space like an altar space. I had a big fat crystal and really good nourishing teas. And my cat always came to sit on my left side and made sure my brain hemispheres were balanced. He, as soon as I would sit down, he was right there. So there was a whole ritual. So there was opening with prayer and intention, not just sitting down to write from my, okay, this is what's going to happen, starting with the intellect. So it started with prayer and intention. And there were a few writing coaching books that I was really happy I had under my belt already, because I was able to tap into them. But there was something more than just the craft. I started allowing medicine to pour through me. And it poured through this personality and this vocabulary, but I really opened up that space for medicine to pour through the work, for spirit to pour, it's spirit that's pouring through the medicine that's pouring through me. And I wrote so fast. I wrote faster than my ego could keep up. And faster than that inner critic. It taught me truly how to separate creator from editor. The spirit needs a lot of editing. Spirit's just all over the place. But that was profound for me to separate those two and get into it. I definitely saw a lot of changes throughout the whole cycle of your art. When we first met, our shaman says once a Bwiti, always a Bwiti. And in the beginning, you were in a very different place in your life. There was a lot of clarity and an intention and prayer and sobriety, which changed very slowly over a lot of years. And then I saw the twisted faces and the darkness. It was technically impressive and really interesting. But then when you met Iboga, I'm going to show. When you met Iboga, there was medicine coming through your images, even the political images, even the fierce images. They were all truth medicine and love medicine, and a different level of potency. And another way that the medicine worked through us, and I think a lot of people can speak to this who are familiar with medicine, is synchronicity. Because we started working together more in the world of art, and I asked the medicine to guide me there too. Like, I'm helping more with admin and exhibitions and...
She's the boss.
But every move I make is guided by medicine. Of who do we need to connect with? Where can we be of service? Who are we most, complementary to for the highest good? And before, it was, I think, a completely different... The agenda had different motivation. So that's been really miraculous to see how the art is flowing in a different way between us and into the world. So that totally changed too. I'm going to flip through
It's
some
all a
these
work
pieces.
of art, working together, working as one. She's definitely helped within this short period of time. Take my career to up a notch. She's still working at it. She's still going. Nobody's perfect. But
And
she
a
still got
different
a ways
kind
to
of
go.
notch, a totally different kind of notch.
Yeah, she added some more love to it.
This is the second or third piece after our first experience with Iboga.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do sometimes, we love to accommodate private studio visits, and it doesn't do it justice, the texture, but it gives an impression. And
Actually seeing the pieces in person give it more
Yeah.
justice.
yeah,
But this is I think it's the second piece. No, it's the third one.
and then this
Actually,
one was the second.
that's the second piece.
Yeah. So I'd love to hear just some impressions from people. Like, what are you feeling from looking at these images? Just shout it out.
Joy. Clarity. Reaching out.
Mm.
Play.
Yeah.
Cosmic instinct.
Mm.
Certainly love is obvious.
Love. Beautiful. Yeah. Oh, this is a mural in Switzerland that came after Iboga. You want to tell us about this one?
Yeah, this is another piece after Iboga. Wow, this is a crazy story. Actually, this piece is dedicated to my grandmother who passed away. Or not passed away, she transitioned to the next level. So, I can paint portraits, I can do all that stuff. But the thing is like, I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to paint my grandmother's soul. So, it goes deeper than that. Okay, so how I came up with this with this is I have to tell you the story of my vision when it comes to me meeting my ancestors. So,
And this was after Africa. This was.
this is after Africa. This is not even in the book.
This is.
It might be in book 2.
We ended up going to Africa, which will show some of Africa,
Yeah, but
and then this is another ceremony with a Bwiti.
Was it Africa? No.
This was after Africa.
This was after Africa. Yeah.
This was
yeah.
a small ceremony with a Bwiti brother, and this is what came through from there.
Yeah. So, there was a moment where our practitioner, Bwiti brother, was asking Elizabeth to go and call upon her ancestors, and I overheard it. And when she did, she basically they gave her a gift. I think it was like an eagle feather and something else, water. I don't know. What was it again? I know it was an eagle feather, that's what stood out. Yeah. So I went in and asked myself, like, I need to see the ancestors, and then all of a sudden, like, this pyramid-like object broke through the spirit world, the darkness broke through. And all of a sudden, I'm climbing up this pyramid, and I get to the top, and all of a sudden, there's like this 10-foot tall Bwiti, like strong shaman-like spirit at the top of the pyramid, with his hands raised up in the air, and there's like something like glowing in his hands. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Kidding me right now? Like, seriously? This is happening. So, and he's like looking at me with like big old eyes and bright smile. That's the only thing you could see on him. But his skin was like made of the universe, made of the stars. And every time I've had journeys, the souls, the spirits, their skin is made of stars, made of the universe. Which says a whole lot about where we came from, where we come from. So I'm looking up at his hands like, okay, man, what's going on up there? And, you know, and he's like, he brings it down, and inside it is a heart. And I'm like, okay, you gotta think quick with these Bwiti, you know, they're kind of, they take this shit seriously. Like, you know, you better make moves quick.
What you gonna
What are you gonna do? So I'm like, okay, I grab the heart. And then he's like, okay, what are you gonna do with it? And I'll say, oh yeah, okay, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do with it. I like open my chest. And you can see everything, like, you know, one of those operation games or something like that. You can see everything. It like just opened up like a game board. And there was no heart there. It was just dark, like a dark cloud over that heart. And I was like, oh shit, I thought I already had Iboga ceremonies and then like healed my heart. And I guess I needed some more healing. So I had the heart and I just popped it right in there. And I could literally feel it fusing together outside of the spirit world. And it just brought more life to me. Then all of a sudden, this cup appeared, like this glowing cup. And I like grabbed that too, looked in it, was like glowing liquid, and I poured it on the heart, and it was gold. And it turned the heart into gold. And I could feel that fusing because it was kind of hot, you know? So that happened, and then I like closed my chest and shot off, like my little superhero cape and all that stuff. That was it. No questions asked, that's it. Okay, you got your heart, you're good to go. It's that easy, it's that simple. We just tend to make things complicated. Outside the spirit world. Inside, this is like direct. So, there goes the interior and exterior of our souls as a universe. So, from there, you know, there were moments after that ceremony that these crazy freaking spirit animals like crossed my path.
During a spiritual shower.
Yeah, we went to go take our spiritual shower, and then, you know, we're walking down a path to the living river, and I'm like the first one down there because I'm like, let's do this. I'm ready to go. And all of a sudden, this like black and white California king snake or king snake just crossing my path. I'm like, what the fuck? It's the only black and white thing that's like in this, you know, earth-like setting. It just hops in and hops out. It's like, did you guys see that? And they're like, no, they didn't see it. And then my boy was like, he's like, oh, well, that's your spirit animal, because they're like protectors, and they basically eat poisonous snakes. They kill poisonous snakes. So I had to throw that in this piece. And then as we're taking the shower and everything, doing the shower, the spiritual shower, like, you know, these butterflies start crossing my path, like just hovering right over me. Dragonflies and stuff. There was going to be more, an owl and all that stuff, but didn't have enough time. But as you see, she has a golden harp, which we all do.
Yeah.
We just got to tap into it
I'd love to.
if you want to. If you need to.
Exactly. I'd love to go through some more.
Please do.
And what's so amazing about medicine, I do like to learn about the science behind it. That's really fascinating. And all of these plant medicines facilitate a state of neuroplasticity where we're able to rewire. And when we're having visions like this, we can rewire in a positive way, especially with really great guidance, you know, in the right setting. It's something that's possible for a lot of people. And so these visions, these visions get hardwired. You know, it's not all imagination, like it's really getting deep into our mind, body, soul. You wanted to say something?
Oh, I don't want to interrupt you, but I left this piece out. Another reason that I value and work with these plant medicines
is because I'm trained as a neuroscientist, right? So I'm fascinated with the brain, and if you've ever experienced these agencies, they do something remarkable to your brain. So I have that curiosity to explore that.
In the right hands.
Yeah. So I've done EEG brain mapping studies of the effects of acute DMT and also ayahuasca, salvia divinorum. And what you see is remarkable. The effect happens in seconds. The brain is completely disorganized in terms of the EEG pattern. And then as the person is recovering, 10 minutes or so, the EEG begins to recover as well, and it now looks just like the initial baseline. Sometimes there are some lasting changes. Alpha power goes up for a while when the person is in sort of a glow state. So I've been working on that, and I give talks and presentations at conferences, and I wrote a paper last year.
What's your last name, Juan?
Acosta Urquidi, yeah, Juan Acosta Urquidi. That's where the neuroshamanism idea came from.
And maybe you can post on the event page, you know, so people can follow up with you. Post on the event page, share your artwork, share as much as you'd like about what you're doing, so people can find you.
Okay, you'll put a link to your article. Juan,
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah, you know,
Or I didn't get your name down, thank you.
I can
It'd be
do a
great.
talk because I have so much stuff, and I know all the recent studies showing neuroplasticity, neuroprotective qualities,
Yeah, post, that would be great.
inflammatory properties.
Oh yeah, that would be really, I love learning about anti-inflammatory properties. I do, that's awesome. So, we'll keep the evening short and sweet tonight. We'll get into a little Q&A. This is another post-Iboga piece about, from what I understand, revelations around the powers of women and the divine feminine.
Yes.
And some shifting along that. Is there more in that series?
Oh, definitely. Yep, it showed me, the Iboga told me about women. It told me that they're celestial.
That what?
Celestial. Yeah, because showed me how important women are. You know, because they give birth, they take on a lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
here we go.
yeah.
This.
I'm still talking about the women. Yeah. There was this is a moment in my vision, my first visions, and where this woman broke through the darkness, like it's literally broke through the darkness of my life, and just came out and like brightened everything up. And it was in the form of Elizabeth, but it was like golden, like cherubs and freaking fairies and all types of stuff, just happening. And I was just sitting there looking at, what the fuck? And it was so breathtaking to me. And at the same time, I'm getting these affirmations about how important women are. Like, they give birth, dude, they're so related to the fucking earth. It's like so fucking, it's like that close. And I was like, wow. And it just, as she was breaking through, but representing all women. And all women representing her. And it was just like, as I'm looking, I'm like, I just kept saying, celestial, celestial. I just like kept saying that like 20 million times. Is it in the book? It's in the book, right? Am I giving up too much? But the thing is that I know how important you women are. You know. You guys know how, but the most important thing is you guys know how important you are. And men need to embrace that shit.
All the genders are important.
But of course, men are important, women are important, we're all balanced, but the thing is...
This was a special healing for you, too.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. But we're talking about the women.
Personalized.
How important they are.
Definitely. Yay, we can give it up for that.
Well, what was your question again?
It's a healing for you.
No, I think we're past that. It's okay. I want to show a few pieces, and then we'll take some Q&A, because one thing I always like to mention when I talk about Iboga is that this is one of the most medically volatile medicines of all of the plant medicines, and they're all can be intense. You know, we all need a strong container and experienced guides. But the Iboga medicine in particular can be intense on the heart. And it's really important to have the right medical screening. So I just want to say there's a page on my website at ebast.net where there's the best collection of Iboga resources all over, you know, and that I've ever found. I've pulled them all together. Also a list of providers in our Bwiti lineage, and even a listing for a medical model provider of Ibogaine, which is different, and it talks about the differences between Iboga and Ibogaine. So please know that since coming out with the book, I get these questions that just break my heart, like, where can I mail order Iboga? And I'm like, please don't do that, please. No, but I think I can. Please. It's jet fuel. You gotta know about the rocket. You know, it's really...
It's just like the man said, you gotta respect the plant medicines in the container. If you don't respect the plant medicines, they're gonna kick your ass. And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna show you who the boss is. That is the utmost truth.
So please...
You know, you can overindulge on plant medicines. It's still gonna show you who's boss. It's gonna kick your ass. Yeah, it's not. They do not play around. You know.
And another thing with the Iboga is that there are sustainability issues in some places, and sometimes what you're capable of finding on the dark web is not strong enough to detox an addiction, which will put someone in a very compromising place. Or it could come through elephant poachers, because elephants eat Iboga. These are very sentient, amazing beings that have journeys and track that medicine, and so don't buy Iboga on the internet. And so yeah, please, as we're talking about that, remember that ebast.net. If you have friends who are curious about that medicine, please send them there to get their questions answered. A lot of good resources, are up there.
Is that EBAST.net?
Yeah, exactly. So here's a piece getting pretty close to the time before we found Iboga. So I'd love to hear a few things about the impressions around the energy in this piece. Just shout them out like...
Chaos.
Chaos.
Suffering.
Scarf.
Not drugs. Carnival.
No, it's not. It's all love.
Playing on open.
But it's an amazing piece to look at, right? Because we've all felt that way. And
Actually,
it's amazing to have that reflected.
the title of this piece is called Opium Horizons.
Oh.
So it was basically a reflection of my past coming out in a rampage.
Yeah.
A lot of pieces like that.
There's a gift to that solidarity of like, oh wow, someone else feels like that, right?
Why?
But then there's a different place that we can go to when we choose. There's a different energy we can work with and a different source we can work from when we
You know what? A
desire.
lot of people love that piece simply because they can relate to it.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, how it's an artwork is basically the reflection of you coming out.
Here's another one.
A lot of people can relate to it because they were probably feeling the same way.
Pop quiz, before Iboga or after Iboga? Yes. So here's a political piece that's like truth, right? But it's a different energy there. So this was a mural, actually Amaranta helped us to create this. Do you want to say real quick, Amaranta, about this piece?
I wanted to introduce this piece. So myself and my partner Samantha here and one other individual, David Michael Karvelnikov, we felt compelled to gather resources from the community. We did fundraising of various types, and it was supposed to be initially to kind of fuel the fire of the Sounders movement. But we wanted to create a piece that would, kind of prompt people to think about what's currently going on in our country with regards to politics. At the time, this was created during the Black Lives Matter movement in full swing. And we had the helicopters going around in Oakland, and we were in the midst of it. And then Chor was inspired to do this. So we commissioned Chor with the little resources we had to create this piece for us. We're looking for a home for it. If anybody knows of any public walls,
It's big.
This is a 26 by 16 foot painting painted on a former Volkswagen advertisement. So it's on a vinyl banner. It's rollable. It's mobile, and we would like to show it. Right now, it's stashed away, but it needs to be seen by the eyes of the public. So, if anybody knows of a wall space that would be adequate, please let myself or Samantha
What
know.
are the dimensions on that?
26 feet by 16 feet. It's very large.
So, in case you have a wall, that's
Civic Center.
yeah, this is... Oh yeah, what's your website?
Hello, my name is Samantha Sage. I'm also one of the organizers of this project. This project has inspired us to put together the Four Directions Community Arts Collective. So Amaranta and I, Chor, are launching a lot of community arts projects from now on out. So you'll see more of Four Directions. On the website where you can see more of this mural, the process making, and some of the more story behind it, it's called Chor Boogie libertymural.org. And you could see a lot more photos, process photos, really fun stuff. So if you have any further questions, please come and talk to me and Amaranta.
Great, we'll take some questions. We have just about 5 more minutes, so we're going to have quick questions, and then we'll have a half hour of community time. We'll hang out. We do have prints over there on the table. This is a collaboration of a photograph I took years ago. It's a film photograph. I don't think the negatives exist anymore as far as I know. And Chor painted what I saw with my third eye.
So I'm curious if somebody does want to connect with you and either become a trainer or experience the healing work through, how does that work?
Yeah, get on my mailing list and go to my website. There's a place on the contact page, thank you, to get on that email list. We will be announcing retreats that we are helping to facilitate with pre-ceremony support and post-ceremony integration and artistic practices, coaching. I'm also a very seasoned yoga teacher, which is a part of all of that. So we'll be supporting our more seasoned Bwiti providers that we are in training with and creating a special retreats with them, and eventually we will be leading ceremonies medicine willing at some point in the future, because this medicine, more than other medicines, tends to, well, all the medicines take time, but this one especially, for the medical stuff.
Would that be here in the States?
No, it's a Schedule I substance. They take it really seriously. We would like to see a Bwiti church at some point, given protection. Yeah, that's definitely a part of our broader mission. We are in touch with a lawyer that supported the Santo Daime, Native American church, so it could be a while, but right now, no. So they do take it very seriously. A good friend of ours was set up by the DEA when he thought he was going to help someone in a detox, and yeah, they really...
It's because it works.
It's because it works.
Yeah.
It can work. It can work if you have good medicine in the right hands. It can work. So I'd love to take some that's what he did after he first got back with all his spray cans. Take a picture of that. You'll see that around. This is actually before Iboga, but this was like there was a journey, from the clarity, sobriety, intention, prayer to overworking, decadence, toxicity, back to the medicine, and this was in the earlier days. Oh yeah, that's from that same series. I'm going to just scroll through. This was very early, Universal Connection.
Yeah, see, the love was always there.
The love was always there.
But sometimes it goes away.
Boogie Birds. Yeah, this is a post-Iboga piece, yeah? Or before?
It's after.
After. Yeah. Questions? Any questions?
Questions.
Well, I wanted to ask it. I noticed it in the last piece, the relevance and symbolism of the boogie birds. I thought they were little finches, and I saw them in the series of paintings about women celebrating celestial divine femininity. Like you had one in every single one, and I was just curious about what it meant.
What, the boogie bird?
Yeah.
It's the boogie bird gang. It's like beauty of simplicity. It's a simple sign of what I do.
The power of cuteness.
Celestial. I've been painting those little boogers for like freaking 10, 15 years, so it's like, yeah.
Scary.
Boogie birds?
No. Okay, before Iboga or after Iboga?
After.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
But, back to your question, beauty of simplicity. And, I don't know, it brings that nature element to my pieces.
It's kind of like a unique moniker, like.
Yeah, it's like one of my signature. Yeah.
Yeah,
One
exactly.
One of them.
More question here, yeah.
What's the timeline of these experiences?
What do you mean?
The timeline, like of a ceremony?
Of the ceremony, of the book?
Yeah.
Timeline of the actual experience, the ceremonies are probably like, they could last 2-3 days.
I mean, dates, like years?
2.5 years since our experience meeting Iboga.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And the book burned out in about 6 months. and it took another 6 months to edit it.
Man, you're talking about the whole thing in general. Oh, right.
Yeah, and then, so 6 months after we went to Costa Rica and met the shaman there, we joined him in Africa with his tribe and hung out in the bush and went through the rite of passage. We each went through the rite of passage and got married out there.
You've been involved with this for about like 3 years.
Almost 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
So about 2.5 or so.
Almost 3, yeah.
Yeah, and since then we've gone to spend time at healing centers of providers. He's our shaman graduated. So yeah, does that answer your question?
We've helped this young man right here, actually.
Yes.
You know?
That was amazing.
Raphael.
Do you want to share a little bit about
Share a little bit, brother?
What did you go through? This is Raphael.
Yeah, man.
Hello everybody.
18.
My name is Raphael Hauschen, and I was fortunate enough to have my first Iboga experience with these two lovely folk. Iboga really helped flip my world right side up, like entirely. Before my experience in January, I was in a very tough spot. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted with this life. And I was just going through each day with so much darkness, with so much emotional baggage that I really couldn't handle life. And it was like that for months. And one day, my father suggested that I go to Costa Rica to experience Iboga. And at first, I thought it was just going to be like another trip, because I do have experience with drugs in the past, and I wasn't ready for what Iboga had to offer. So we started the ceremony. This is jumping to January, where I'm in Costa Rica, and we're all getting set up, and for the ceremony, yeah. And then we have a shaman who starts lighting the fire. And then as soon as the fire starts, I knew that this shit is real. There's just a certain energy that was brought out by everybody there, by all the love, by all the channeling energy that I was not accustomed to before. It was so foreign to me, but as foreign as it was, it felt tremendously real.
Bast.
What does that mean?
Word.
That's the word.
Word.
Bast.
Bast.
Thanks. The Bwiti's way of saying
Yeah.
word.
Yeah. So this is some more background. Like, I was not a believer in God before my experience in Costa Rica. I thought this whole spiritual stuff is, this whole afterlife, this whole God is love thing is kind of bullshit, man. Like, no. But as I said before, as soon as the fire was started, and all the tradition that's been building up over the past 1,000 years, it just ignited something within me that I have no words for it, because it's just that amazing. So we consume Iboga, which tastes horrible, by the way, but is completely worth it, because it brought me to a connection that I never thought was possible. So
This kid, when he showed up, oh my God, man, he was like,
I was smoking pack a day.
dark, like he was dark as shit. I was like, what the?
I was reading a book about.
You just let him be, and you know he's young, finding himself with or without Iboga, but he came to it, and after that first ceremony, this dude lit up like a light bulb. Oh my gosh, like live. We even recorded him. We filmed him. Like, yeah, we have a video of him, and he was just the way he was describe. I was there, like doing the psycho-spiritual with him. Like he was going in, and he was doing some deep cleaning because there was some serious issues going on there, and he handled that. He handled that like, oh my gosh, like a superhero.
Celestial superhero.
Yeah. And he came out and shining. He was just shining. And he still is. Actually, he was a lot bigger when I first met him. Stockier. Now he stopped eating meat.
Veganism.
Yeah. He just
makes a world of a difference.
And that's what it kind of did to me too as well. After I had my first ceremony, I didn't want to put anything bad in my body ever again. And within 24 hours. And I stopped eating meat. I stopped just doing dumb shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to apologize if my explanation was taking too long.
No, you good. Thank you. There's another 20 minutes. Come on.
But like this explanation definitely deserves like hours of just.
You can't explain it.
We're really excited to hear more from you
because
Raphael's also a writer and musician, and there's a video of our interview fresh after his Iboga experience on my YouTube channel. So if you go to my site, the contact page, YouTube channel, you can see our fresh video and stay in touch on the Facebook page. Say hi and good to see what you're up to.
Right on, brother.
And don't worry, you won't all become vegan after Iboga. I am for a long time, so I was already. But it gives you what you need. And I think it gives reverence for life to everyone. So whatever you're doing, it takes shape in a unique way for you. So thank you so much for sharing. It was really an honor to be a part of. Such an honor to be a part of your work. And that's what it is. It's like climbing a mountain inside of yourself. So thank you. I'd love to take a couple more questions and we'll get into community time and we'll be around to chat. So just a couple more.
Questions.
Hi, my name is Nana.
Nana.
Raphael, the question's for you. How did your dad know about Iboga? Or like, how did he like say, hey, I think this is the path that you should go on?
Well, he's really experienced with plant medicines. Like for years he's been doing like peyote, ayahuasca. And he actually has a mutual friend with, I think, Elizabeth and Chor, it's Anthony. Yeah. So he definitely has a deep understanding of what plant medicines can do.
You're
so,
lucky.
I know. I thank God. Yeah.
I have one quick question. No, it's okay. What media do you use mostly? I mean,
what's my medium, huh?
Yeah, the medium.
Spray paint.
Spray paint.
No additives, no preservatives, all fresh flavors.
It's only, I don't know how he does it. It's like magic. And every once in a while he'll use a twig off the ground. To like, even tiny little details. Questions? We can take a couple more. Yeah.
Where can you find your work online?
ChorBoogie.com.
ChorBoogie.com. That's ChorBoogie.com.
We have cards over here on that table and some over there.
Pick one up.
I also work with people.
Give it to somebody put it in their Halloween bucket.
Better than the candy. You'd be like, here you go. So yeah, ChorBoogie.com, and I'm on Facebook as well. You can find him there. Thank you. And I love working with people individually for healing and yoga and different kinds of support. So
any more questions?
Check it out.
I know you guys got some questions out there.
Yeah?
Come on,
Is
speak
there
the heart.
a connection from the culture of these places that you've done the practice and the medicine that you have observed?
So it's
a connection
between the local cultures where this is still practiced and the practice. Is there some connection that you've observed there? Obviously here at Schedule 1, so we don't have
So in Gabon, you mean in
Gabon, yeah.
It's a national treasure in Gabon.
Okay, I was curious about that type of aspect.
Oh, national treasure. It's hard to get it out. It is, very, very precious.
Yeah, speaking of Gabon, that's where we went to go do the rite of passage. Basically, we joined the tribe. was in the bush for like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something like that, almost a month actually. And we did the rite of passage, and we did the initiation in order to join this tribe, to be a part of this medicine. And we also got married out there. You know, it was like a real wedding, you know? Yeah. You got some Africa stuff on there?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question? Okay.
If you really want to get cracked open, yeah, go do that. Go join an African tribe. Yeah.
The Bwiti.
You really want to do that.
Yeah,
And
very precious
really,
to them.
really know yourself. Find yourself. Find out who you really are, where you really came from. Go join the African tribe. Go join the Bwiti.
It's so precious. The way even they harvest the medicine, the whole tribe goes out in ceremony, in ceremonial dress, chanting, singing. They have a ritual where they ask the plant permission to take some, and then they sustainably harvest it, singing to the plant, where the tribe digs into the ground with their fingers, take only what they need, put it back, let it grow. They have plants that are like 34 years old, up to 75 years old, and that's going to be very different medicine than other kinds of medicine, you know?
You're like in ceremony
Treated that
from
way.
like 7 at night till 7 in the morning, like a freight train on a roller coaster ride. That's how, the best way I can describe it, that's how I kind of describe life. It's like playing a game of chess on a roller coaster ride. But it was guaranteed one of the best experiences I've had in my life. Changed my life.
Okay, one more question.
110%.
Community time. These are the political pieces, post-Iboga.
Questions?
So I don't need the microphone. So
Yes, you do.
Amanda here
You need
was
the
just saying like she's ready, and Elizabeth and I have been friends for 20 years or so.
You're ready for what?
She's ready for
How
the
come she can't
medicine.
say it?
And I said Elizabeth always mentions that you want to start kind of prepping yourself for it and like using things like wachuma and some of the other plant medicines to start building up to using Iboga. And so would you say that that's the case?
It can be. It can be helpful, and I encourage you to do research and go with your intuition. For me, I was profoundly grateful that I had been with Wachuma and Peyote and Aya several times. They taught me how to let go. They taught me how to trust the plants. They taught me a lot and conditioned my body, started clearing my body. But we all also know people who jump right in, and that's the first medicine that they do, like his sister. But for me, I was really grateful for that. Wachuma in particular is the most gentle, friendly, simple medicine, and powerful, and it needs to be, but I was grateful for that. It's held legally in Native American Church with Amanda here and medicinepath.org. So with that, I think we're going to wrap it up, and we'll hang out until 9:30 and say hi. Again, we have Prince over there, and I believe Crystal will be over there helping with that. Please leave your email address, or you can just sign up on our website. Could go on all night with this. We hope to see you all again too, and keep the conversation going. I am available for consults and personalized support. We are available if you love art and really want art in your life. Come and talk to us. And
consult and support.
Boogie Wisdom.
I'll tell it to you straight up.
He's playing the mugungo here. So how about we? Yeah, Africa Temple, Uncle George.
In the bush.
Oh, the dancing. Dancing. How about we get
Freight train on a
some
roller coaster ride.
music?
So amazing.
Is Kevin here for his music? Where's Kevin? Do you want to play some music? Is it set up? Okay, well, we'll just get some. We'll just get some music going. Okay. Oh, you guys want to hear some Bwiti music? Now, the Bwiti music it comes from the medicine, and the polyrhythms actually help to bring the brain into the theta state, as noted by the European scientist Ume Mas, that these have profound effects. They also, the music regulates the rhythm of the heart in ceremony. It helps regulate dangerous arrhythmias. The elements of ceremony help with this. So I hear about people, oh, we're doing, ceremonies in silence. I'm like, No, we call it the chiseler too, because it unravels habitual patterns of the brain. So here you go. Thank you so much. You made us